Hi there. So, as I am sure you have heard, Harry and Meghan did not get an invite to the Met Gala. Now, that in and of itself isn't all that exciting, right? It's gotten to the point that they are more often not invited to these sort of things than they usually are. But what was interesting to me is when I was going through and reading through some of the articles, since they themselves were not invited, it seems the only way to make it a story is to talk about Princess Diana. And again, it's them harking back to bringing in Princess Diana so that they can have the connection, so that their names are together with hers in the algorithm. And as gross as that is, I mean, we all know it's gross. The interesting thing was in doing that, in the way that they're bringing Princess Diana's Met Gala experience back into the forefront, I found some interesting stuff about it. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about Harry and Meghan, and then I want to talk about what happened when Princess Diana did in fact go to the Met Gala. So let's get into this. So the first article that I came across, it's a very interesting one because A, most of it is wrong, but B, it's definitely coming from Meghan or Meghan's camp or one of her PR people. Let's look at this. So Meghan Markle and Prince Harry skipped the 2025 Met Gala. Despite a long tradition of royals attending the Starry Night in New York City, the Sussexes were not among the celebrity attendees this evening. Now, one thing that's interesting is the way that they try and phrase it so that it sounds as though Harry and Meghan were invited and they're choosing to skip the occasion. So that's one thing right there. Then it says, despite a long tradition of royals attending the Starry Night. Yes, there are multiple royals that do attend the Met Gala on a fairly regular basis. However, interestingly enough, that does not include the British royal family. In fact, from what I could find, there was one time that Princess Diana attended and one time that Princess Beatrice attended. Other than that, the royals that attend the Met Gala are royals from other countries. It's not the British royal family. They really do seem to be starting it off with a bang, because right off the bat, the headline and the little intro blurb are both very misleading. And it's kind of interesting to me that this article was in Town and Country. And Town and Country is kind of in with that, fashion and the it crowd and the high society kind of highfalutin stuff. So how come they don't know these, pretty basic facts a little bit better? It's kind of surprising. Almost as though maybe Megsey wrote it herself. It's not uncommon for members of the royal family to attend the Met Gala. And as I said, actually, it is. From Princess Diana, who attended in 1998, wearing a navy Versace gown and stunning pearl and sapphire choker, to Princess Beatrice, who wore a flowing purple dress to the Heavenly Bodies, Fashion and the Catholic Imagination themed fete in 2018. Well, Princess Diana, the gown she wore was not Versace. However, two royals have yet to grace the steps of the Met Gala. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle grace the steps as though they'd be doing the Met Gala a favor and not vice versa. Royal fans will have to wait at least another year. Well, if you're a royal fan, you probably aren't waiting to see Harry and Meghan ever again, if possible, to see the Duke and Duchess of Sussex make their Met Gala debut. Despite speculation they could attend, Harry and Meghan won't be in attendance at the 2025 Met Gala, which celebrates black tailoring. Well, I think it's interesting the way they say that, celebrating black tailoring. Well, maybe it's because Meghan and Harry have nothing to do with that. And Meghan, despite being a biracial woman, does nothing to promote black fashion designers or anything even relating to that. She doesn't do it, and so why would she be involved in it? I mean, it's just ridiculous. But it makes me wonder if Meghan truly expected, since she is a biracial woman and black tailoring was the subject of the theme for the party, Maybe she was expecting to be invited. NFI. Well, there's no specific reason why they won't be attending. Tomorrow marks their son, Prince Archie's 6th birthday. Also tomorrow, Prince Harry will be in Las Vegas, where he will launch an initiative with the Diana Award, which puts the spotlight on the future of youth leadership. Well, first of all, there is a specific reason why they won't be attending, which is NFI. And in case you don't know, NFI means not effing invited. So that's why they will not be attending. But for goodness sakes, 6th birthday for Archie. And how many birthdays has Harry spent with his son? But we're supposed to believe that the kid exists, right? I mean, it's for something to do with the Diana Awards. He couldn't have scheduled it any night other than his son's birthday? I mean, it's to the point, it's bizarre. Like, he could just go pretend he's sitting, at his house doing nothing. But instead, he's putting it out there that he's out doing something other than being with his son on his birthday. And for things that he can control. Obviously, he could not control the date of the coronation. But he could control the date of the Invictus Thanksgiving celebration at St. Paul's Cathedral. He could control the date of the initiative with the Diana Award. So why are these things always being scheduled on Archie's birthday? It's been a busy few weeks for the Sussexes. Meghan launched her podcast Confessions of a Female Failure in early April, and they attended the Time 100 Summit in New York City. Well, geez, it has been a busy few weeks. They did 2 things. Last week, Prince Harry lost an appeal over his UK security. I would love reconciliation with my family, Prince Harry told the BBC following the decision. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff, but it would be nice to reconcile. Following the news, Meghan shared a black and white snap of Harry and their children on Instagram with no caption. Now, as far as Harry and his appeal and all that nonsense, I have another video that I'm working on dealing with that, so I don't even want to talk about that. But the fact that Meghan shared that black and white picture immediately following, I mean, it doesn't get more questionable than that, does it? I mean, it's just pure emotional blackmail. And the fact that they do it shamelessly, it's just disgusting. But as I said, since that's really all there is to say about Harry and Meghan and the Met Gala, which is nothing, I thought that I would do a little bit of discussion about when Diana did in fact attend the Met Gala. I find that far more interesting, trying to figure out why exactly it is that these 2 bozos didn't go. We know why they didn't go. NFI! He was the most influential style icon of the 1990s, and the Met Gala was, as it is today, fashion's biggest night out. So while it may come as a surprise that Princess Diana only attended the annual fundraiser once in 1996, it's little wonder she was the center of attention. And right there, she only attended it once. So how is it a long tradition that the royals attend? Then the Princess of Wales, she arrived at the Metropolitan Museum of Art just hours after reaching New York City by Concorde. Cameras and commotion had accompanied her every move since divorcing Britain's then heir, Prince Charles, less than 4 months earlier. And as she ascended the Met's iconic steps with her friend and the evening's chair, Harper Bazaar's editor Liz Tilberius, it was clear Diana intended to embrace the attention. I understand when Diana initially was, marrying Charles and whatnot. She was kind of the shy, naive girl that didn't necessarily embrace the attention. She didn't shy from it, but she didn't embrace it. By the end, is there anyone that doubts she embraced the attention? I'm not criticizing her. More power to her. If that's who she is and that's what she liked, go for it. But I mean, after about 5 years in, it's hard to say. She wasn't always embracing the attention, so it's not really a big, bombshell reveal. Evident not only in her choice of gown, a daring negligee-inspired navy slip dress with a black lace trim, but also in her decision to secretly alter the garment into something far more risque than the designer had intended. The outfit was the work of John Galliano, who had recently left Givenchy to take the helm at Dior. So clearly it was a Dior gown, not a Versace. That year's Met Gala theme and accompanying exhibition centered on the French label's founder, Christian Dior, and Galliano's first couture assignment was to dress the evening's best-known attendee. He visited London's Kensington Palace ahead of the gala to share drawings and discuss ideas with the princess. The designer said he lobbied Diana to wear pink, but she was not having it. The princess had her own way, and then some. After receiving the finished gown, she drastically modified it without Galliano's knowledge. Fast forward to the event, and I just remember her getting out of the car. I couldn't believe it. She'd ripped the corset out. The designer revealed in the documentary by Hulu, In Vogue, the 90s, she didn't want to wear the corset. Royal biographer Katie Nicholl also claimed that Diana worried the racy outfit might embarrass her then 14-year-old son, Prince William. But the look appeared to be well received by the press and other attendees. She just makes it a little more glamorous, a little more beautiful, because she is both, broadcaster Barbara Walters told tabloid TV show Hard Copy, whose segment gushed that Diana was a work of art. Later that week, a New York Times opinion piece said the princess had demonstrated the restorative powers of celebrity. So keep in mind, like it said earlier, this is soon after the divorce. So yeah, that's why they're saying it's like restorative, and there's a lot of gushing about her because at the time, and I think even today, there is still that lingering belief, and I'm not going to get into it. I happen to pretty much agree with that belief, but I understand others don't. I think Charles was a terrible husband, and a lot of the problems in their marriage, it's at his doorstep. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. I understand you can tell me that she did crazy things, that she was bad, that she was cheating. I don't care. I look at the 19-year-old girl that clearly wanted a marriage, and she didn't get it. She got something on paper, and she got the chance to be a princess. But that's a little bit different than a marriage. So that's just my opinion. Now, as far as the other narrative that they're kind of seeming to push here is that the royals always attend the Met Gala. Well, no, they don't. Literally only twice. Princess Beatrice and Princess Diana. Is this idea that, oh, well, the royals always go. Is that Meghan pushing that so that she can get an invitation next year because suddenly everybody believes that they've always gone? I don't understand it. It's why say that it's something that they do if it's something that they really don't? Or is it just an excuse to put Meghan, Met Gala, Diana all in the same algorithm? I don't know. Both are possible to me, but it did make me wonder why exactly it was that Princess Beatrice would attend the gala pretty much out of the blue. So I looked into it a little bit just to see, what brought Beatrice to an event that is typically not attended by British royals. And there's a good explanation for it. At the time, Beatrice was living in New York City, which, of course, the Met Gala takes place at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. So it seems to make sense that since she was in the area, she would likely, be a potential member of the guest list. Now, it's also interesting that the one year that she attended was, in fact, about 12 days before Harry and Meghan got married. Interesting, right? And when you talk about, and I'm trying to say what I'm about to say very carefully. When you talk about the Yorks, my head always automatically goes to J.E. and the fact that Beatrice was living in New York City at the time, could there be a connection on as to how she got on the guest list? There could be, but I doubt it. I mean, at the end of the day, the what's her name? Anna Wintour, the other one, the ones who run the Met Gala, they very clearly have the British royals on their radar. And if they have Princess Beatrice living in New York City at the time, it would be stunning to me if they didn't invite her. So I don't think that there's any connection between Beatrice attending and the, JE stuff. But I do think that it probably pissed the hell out of Meghan. And I have no doubt that since then she's been like, well, how long until I get my invite? And she's pretty angry that she hasn't gotten it yet. Now, while I have you here, one other thing that I want to talk about is Netflix issues blunt response to celebrity chef over Meghan Markle legal threat claims. Jameson Stocks, a celebrity chef who once cooked for King Charles, has claimed that he was sent a legal warning from Netflix after criticizing Meghan Markle's new show. Now, this is the chef that I actually did a video about him about a month ago. Denied claims that they issued a celebrity chef a legal warning after he slammed Meghan Markle's lifestyle show. The Duchess of Sussex released With Love, Meghan last month, and the show received mixed reviews. While fans raved about the program, did they? Did they really? And rushed to try all of Meghan's tips and recipes, critics branded it pointless and out of touch. Having watched all 8 episodes, I would have to say the critics are absolutely right. One person who voiced his disappointment with the series was Jameson Stocks, a celebrity chef who has previously worked for King Charles. Jameson fumed, "I felt that even if she produced a really great program, which I was quite skeptical of anyway, that I might get a little slammed for it if I was a part of it." The issue that I had with this is that the article makes it sound as though Jameson Stocks is either kind of sour grapes, that he didn't get to be involved with it, and so he's going to kind of criticize it because it's not something he did, or that possibly he is just kind of using it to get in the spotlight and get attention. And the reason that I had an issue with this is because I did, in fact, like I said, do a video about this about a month ago. And if you watch this guy talk, you can see he's a very unassuming kind of guy. He's pretty straightforward, and I just struggled, having seen the clips of him in the news, kind of the portrayal of him. It just doesn't sound like something he would do. He seems to be a pretty confident guy. He seems to be, like I said, fairly forthright and down to earth. And so I would find it very hard to believe that he would make this claim without some reason. It didn't seem very characteristic of him. So I wanted to suggest that you go back and watch that video, because it does in fact have all the clips of Jameson out there where he's talking. He goes on GB News and he discusses how he was kind of asked to be a part of the TV series, and he was asked to be a consultant, and why he declined it, and what happened afterwards, because the Sussex Squad attacked him like crazy. So I thought you might want to note this video and perhaps go back and watch it so that you can see for yourself this guy and kind of get a sense of his personality. Because I think if you did, you would get a very different read of Netflix's claims that they didn't do anything, they didn't say anything, they're innocent. This guy doesn't seem the type to go out there and say he got a legal warning from them if he didn't. Could I be wrong? Could he be, just playing the game? Absolutely. I could be wrong. I'm just saying it was my impression that I got from listening to him and seeing him on GB News. It just doesn't seem to be adding up to me. So I'll be interested in hearing your thoughts down in the comments if you go watch him and you see whether or not you think it sounds like he's the type of guy that's going to pull one of those stunts. That's about all that I have for you today. This video is going to post later this evening. This is on Tuesday. Tomorrow I am going to have a live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I originally was going to talk about Harry's security case, but instead I am going to make that into a video because last night in the wee hours, someone must have said Beetlejuice, you know, that whole Beetlejuice, because who happened to appear? That was Thomas Markle Jr. And so tomorrow we're going to have a live and we're going to, how do I say it, rip apart Junior's live. You know, I've been trying to do this kind of subtly with his videos and showing the contradictions to the Markles. I've pretty much had it with that. It's time to just take his live bit by bit, piece by piece, debunk it as we go, and kind of take it from there. And also, it seems that him and his erstwhile girlfriend seem to have all of a sudden found the receipts that the Sussex Squad is in fact paid for by Harry and Meghan. So we're going to take a look at some of those too. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, as of the filming of this or the taping of this, I have not seen any videos where they actually share this so-called evidence. Just some really random screenshots. So we'll talk about that too. Maybe by then they'll have some. So that will be tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Del, if you're listening, I hope you come. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a good one. And maybe Del will come up and she will help me go through this bit by bit. Because let me tell you, this one's going to be a good one. I will put a link to the live in the little screen thing that's at the end of this video. So you can go ahead, click on it. And when you do, you can get the notification for that live so that when we go live, you'll get the notification and you can come join us because I think it's going to be a good one. And I am also still working on my video that I said I was doing on Lady C. The problem I'm having with this video is, for one, it's already going to be 2 parts. But the other thing is that I have so much information that I want to share with you. Like Lady C's husband. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That I don't know how to focus it. And so I have all this stuff and putting it together in sort of a good way. That's what I'm struggling with. But like I said, at this point, it's already 2 parts. And, you know, we'll see where we go with that. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a great day filled with love, laughter, and of course, dancing.
Dancing